Hey CD11, it's time for another update from City Hall. This week I have a few big updates for you about public safety. Over the last decade, our city's critical infrastructure has been repeatedly damaged and pilfered. And in just the last 5 years, there was a tenfold increase in the theft and vandalism reported to the Bureau of Street Lighting. Copper wire theft costs taxpayers tens of millions of dollars every year. And worse, it isn't just petty theft. This reckless behavior leaves entire swaths of our city dark at night. And when these criminals tamper with metro rail crossings and traffic signals at intersections, they're putting people's lives at risk. And we shouldn't have to put up with it. That's why Councilmember DeLeon and I introduced legislation this week to crack down on the thieves and vandals who are wrecking our city. All across our city, street racing and intersection takeovers are a growing danger. On the west side, locations like Lincoln and Manchester, Mulholland and Corda, Sepulveda and Mountain Gate, and PCH at Temescal Canyon and Sunset have all seen dangerous intersection takeovers. And it's not uncommon to see mobs of off-road vehicles and motorcycles that aren't street legal racing down PCH, Sunset, Lincoln, or Venice Boulevard. These situations are extremely dangerous for both the public and our police officers. I'm pleased to report that this week, our Public Safety Committee moved forward recommendations to assess adding cameras, intersection design changes, and other enforcement tools to curb this unsafe and illegal behavior. I'll keep you updated as these efforts move forward. Some of you may remember that last year, I introduced a motion to assess how our city's first responders were confronting deadly new street drugs like ISO and Trank. LA Fire Department and LA Police Department are both coordinating with the DEA and County Department of Public Health on emerging drug trends. And now we have a new citywide policy on training, protective equipment, and emergency responses. While this is a small step to help keep people safe and educated, if we really mean to get ahead of the addiction and overdose crisis in LA and beyond, we also need to invest both in addiction recovery beds and to crack down on the criminals who are spreading this poison in our communities. Many of you may recall that during the 10 freeway fire this past November, fire engine 17 was completely destroyed in the blaze. I'm proud to report that my motion to replace engine 17 was unanimously approved by the Public Safety Committee this week. In response to the massive increase in hate crimes and threats around the city, I'm pleased to report that the motion I introduced to secure additional funding for LAPD patrols around places of worship was approved by the City Council. One more update. It's not about public safety, but it's really important. One of the things that's really important to me is community engagement and making sure that our neighborhoods have a voice at City Hall. So this week, I introduced a motion that will grant our community councils more time to present their positions on matters pending before our city boards and commissions. That's it for this week, CD11. Have a great weekend, and I'll be back with more updates next week. The departments and their priorities, your committee and those priorities, and all of the other council members. How do you strike a balance?